Got me my trusty little Harbor Freight composite ratchet on here. My exhaust is bigger, so it's kind of in the way, but still get to it. So first you want to take the fill hole out, just in case you don't want to end up with an empty diff and not be able to fill it back up if you drain it and can't get that off. All my fluids are hot, and I'm sitting at about 80,000 miles. Ooh, that stinks. I can't stand the smell of rear end and diff fluid. So we got that out. No fluid came out. I know it's pretty dark. But alright, let's see how this looks. So the drain hole is on the bottom, right in the middle. Now, that actually doesn't look too bad. It's not black. I went to the Ford dealer and they printed it out, and it shows that it holds 0.7 quarts. I'm gonna let that drain completely because I want as much of that old gunk out of there. I mean, it actually don't look bad. I've seen some people showing pictures of theirs and it was solid black. I've noticed for about a year my rear end has a little chatter, so that's why I wanted to do this first. And honestly, I'm 75% of the way done now. It's draining. I'm going to try to let it drain as much as possible, and it kind of sucks that I'm on ramps because the front end of my truck is on the ground right now, but I guess it is what it is. Alright, here's the fluid you need. This is just for the rear diff. There is no alternatives as of yet for this. Valvoline, no one makes anything that is 100% the same for this one. For the Focus RS, they use a different weight fluid, so there's an alternate for that. And then went to Harbor Freight for $9. I got me this little pump, that way I can pump it in and I ain't got to worry about trying to use a hose and squeeze it in. Figured I'll need this for the rear diff, the front transfer case. I don't think I'll need it for the transmission fluid, but this will make things a lot easier. So after playing around with it, this won't fit in there. It's too big. So I just snipped the end off. I'm gonna still use the hose off of it. Worst comes to worst, I guess I'll put this on the bottom of my bumper for a little leverage. That way it'll drain into it. It's only supposed to take 0.7. They said 0.75. So around right in here ish. Yeah, we'll measure it from the fill hole just to make sure that we can't get, if we can get a little bit more in there, I'm not opposed to that. Alright, last part of the video. This is the gunk that was on my oil drain, or the rear diff drain. Here's the fluid. Now I already got a leaf in there, but you can see it's got a lot of glitter in it. Golden flakes. The golden with a slight tint of red. And that's about how much of it that I used. So out of the full bottle, we used everything except for that little bit. And like I said, I do have the back raised up and the front lowered still, so all the fluid would push towards the front. So if anything, I would be able to get just a couple more drops in there with the angle that it's sitting in, but I'd rather have more fluid than less fluid. And since my exhaust was starting to get a little crusty, went ahead and hit it with some high temp aluminized paint. That way it'll look like that for a longer time. I'm sitting at about 70 to 90,000 miles, and I say that loosely because I do have a cluster swap. So far it feels smooth again, like new again. And like I said in the previous clip, I was dealing with the rear end for about a year. I was dealing with that back and forth thing, between having new axles put in. The rear end, I've had the issue for about a year. I had new axles put in. I don't know if they ever check the capacity whenever they put new axles in. I don't know if they changed the rear axles or just the front. All I know is it was a $1,000 job that was under warranty. After that, shortly after, I had to have an engine replaced because a spark plug melted and it destroyed the number 2 cylinder. But so far this rear end fluid seems to have done the trick as far as the kind of lockup feeling that I was getting before. I'm not feeling that now. Changes every 20,000 miles and ignore the lots. Pretty sure that's my Maverick. That's my little 5 to 10 minute rear diff change, fluid change, and then I'm about to get to the Home Depot, grab some stuff, and then go back home and try to do the transmission and the transfer case. So I'll see you all the next time. Like I said before, if you could like, subscribe. I need the supporters.
Next station is Tokyo.